Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back for another edition of Partner Brickruption. I'm Mel. That's Corey. What's good with you, man?
What's going on, man? I'm eating this big Oreo cookie. It's Oreo stuffed with Oreo cookie. I love it.
No,
I'm getting a sugar rush right now.
Are you a stuffing guy or are you the cookie guy?
I'm mostly the cookie guy, but if the stuffing is right, then I'm the stuffing guy. So in this case, is a cookie and cream stuffing in this. So I'm all about the stuffing. It's too much. I'm getting old. I can't be eating all this sugar so late. I'm gonna be up all night. So this is the perfect time to do the show.
I think that long as you're the stuffer and not the person getting stuffed, I think you're good.
That's Jersey mentality.
First up, see what I did there. All right. First up, we got, is Bionicle back or maybe not?
Oh man. So I guess this month of purchases, if you purchase a certain dollar amount at Lego, they give you a free Bionicle set, a little mini Bionicle set. Now, Bionicle was a big hit for Lego, like late 90s, early 2000s. I'm gonna lean towards the early 2000s. It was a big hit. A lot of the Lego designers and builders today, they entered Lego during that Bionicle phase. Me, that was my dark age. So I didn't get into Bionicle. I didn't know anything about Bionicle because I was out of the Lego stuff. But people won't stop talking about Bionicles. If you go to these Lego conventions, they got sections just for that. So it's something that hasn't gone away. Lego knows that. So I think Lego wanted to whet the appetite of those Bionicle lovers by sending this box set. And I'll be real with you, I didn't get it, but I've seen pictures of it.
Okay.
If I was a Bionicle lover, that ain't it. That ain't it. Not even the body. I'm looking at the face. I'm like, wait a minute, these Bionicles are iconic for the facial. Like it looked like these facial coverings that they have, and this one is like painted on. I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't it. This can't be it. But I think they're trying to whet the appetite of those Bionicle lovers by doing this.
Yeah, if they're doing that, then they completely failed. I'm gonna tell you the truth, is because I'm looking at this set, I'm looking at this gift with purchase, right? And if I was a Bionicle lover, and I always tell the story that I got into Lego because of my grandson, and that's the truth. But I think the first time it was my prerogative to go buy a Lego set. It was a Bionicle set for my nephew at the time, and he was into Bionicle and doing Lego, right? Went to Toys R Us when they were open. That's how long ago it was. And I bought a couple. They came in canisters, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you that this gift with purchase is a disappointment because it does not have an ounce of Bionicle Lego. And I'm looking at it. It's got mixel joints. And like you said, the faces are curved slopes instead of the actual molded Bionicle face, right? So you got curved slopes, and that's probably possibly a sticker. I'm not even sure if it's printed or not. I don't know. It might be printed.
If it's a sticker, listen, if I was a big fan of Bionicle and I got that paper purchase and I open that thing up and I'm putting it together and I see a sticker where the face should be, I'm going to Denmark. And if you're watching this, Steven from season 2, one of the winners, he's in Denmark right now. He just jumped in a video with Boone. So he's in Denmark.
Right. Yeah.
So he needs to go straight up to the Lego and be like, yo, we fixing this right now. We fixing it right now. Don't even go down this road. Don't try to replace these molds. We want the molds. We want the body parts. Don't do it.
That's what pretty tough to do, to kind of reprise something that, like, they basically closed the door on the chapter on this line, right? So then, like, they're not going to go get those old molds, and you're not going to see this thing resurface in the GWP, right? So it's got to be pretty daggone tough, especially if you got a limited parts count for the GWP. to even do something. I think this is risky though. Like if you want this to come back, you do the full blast thing, to do something as watered down and say, hey, look, this is what it could be, but it ain't. That ain't Bionicle. That's a mixer joint, man.
That ain't it. That ain't it. But you know something? We do have some designers that are coming in that are already there that are big Bionicle fans.
True.
Archer or Blair.
Yeah, Blair
from Seattle. That's his whole thing. That's his whole thing, Bionicle. Yeah. He's gonna be a designer. I think he starts next month, if I'm not mistaken. Either next month or June. But you got a lot of influencers in that world. I'm sure they can bring it back. I'm sure they can design new molds. I'm sure if they do that, it's going to be a big hit because people have been clamoring for this line for a long time.
Hey, you said Steven is up at billing and he's hanging out with Boom. Possibly he might be on an interview. You ever think about that?
All the power to him.
Is Lego back to the status quo? What do you know, friend?
It is February 23rd. Black History Month this year has 28 days.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, Lego did a blackout post because of George Floyd. And they were on that train. They did the blackout post. They said inclusion. We hear you. We want to make sure we do right.
Right.
That was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
As we started to look around, yes, there has been some effort, especially with the Friends line. And I hope we get into this a little bit later. But the Friends line has kind of opened it up for more inclusion.
Okay.
But if we're looking at Lego as a business, your main business aspect is marketing. You want to market to people who may not be into Lego. You want to market to those children. The children then markets to the parents. The parents then markets to their friends. Their friends markets to their business, and so on and so forth. That's how you bring people in. So for this month, I was looking for, hey, there's a lot of Black creators in the Lego community that they build mocks, they retrofit sets with lighting. There are a lot of us in the community where even a story, you don't have to do a post, you can put out a story, and you have millions of people who's going to view that story and say, hey, to celebrate Black History Month, we're going to highlight this builder and what this builder does, something.
Yeah.
I feel like they have enough time. You have a whole year to put it together before February hits.
You do.
You know how many Lego designers or Lego mock builders or even Lego builders in general were highlighted this month so far? 0. However, we had two Black creators that they did highlight. They did one yesterday. They did one about a week ago. Right. I'm watching, and it looked like that they just got two builders that are actually pretty popular on Instagram, because I looked at their pages and everything like that. They're popular on Instagram, and they just gave them a bunch of Lego and said, create something awesome for us. And that's what they did. Kudos to Lego for doing that. But again, you have a community where you have a wealth of people in the community that you could pull from. Right. You didn't do that. And are they going back to the status quo? In some aspects, I think so. Because when they started to step out, a lot of people said some stuff. A lot of people in higher rankings said some stuff. A lot of words were said. And it looked like that Lego just kind of said, all right, we dipped our foot into that world. We don't like this type of backlash. We're going to take some steps back. Yeah. So I think that's where they are right now.
I think so too. I think, and it's sad. It saddens me, friend. It does a bit, especially when you say the word inclusion. Inclusion is all, right. And like you said, they really went hard in the paint the last 2 years. The 2 years, that first year was the blackout, and then last year they were highlighting some AFOL builders, but this year it's like totally silence. It's like back to your regular scheduled programming, right? But my friend, And a lot of people are gonna get mad, and a lot of people are gonna get mad at me, maybe you, but me for what I'm about to say. All right. When is the LGBTQ month? When is that?
That's June.
June.
Yeah.
I bet you in June there's going to be a lot of celebration highlighting that month. I bet you. My man, I bet you I will go to the Lego store and buy a $600 set of your choosing, friend. Because I know that I'm right on this. I bet you in June.
Well,
And if I'm wrong, dude, I need you on July 1st, I need you to go ahead and ring my phone number, friend, and be like, yeah, I want that one.
Nah, you know you're right. You know you're right.
I bet you. But it's I don't want to wedge you, and this is the thing, friend. I'm not trying to wedge a war between two communities. I'm not, but I'm just saying what's good for this side over here should be good for this side over here. Like it should be, right? Because it's that word again. Well, we say it all the time. Inclusion. I didn't vow inclusion. Lego did. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's like you keep bailing them out, Corey, because you talk about the Friends line and how they including, all these stuff. My man, I could care less about the product. I mean, I care about the product, just not as much. Let me see the people, bro. Let me see the person behind the counter that I'm giving my money to for these lovely sets that Lego created. Let me see some of the creators that look like me that work over in billing. Let me see some of the people that in the HR department or whatever USA team that they have up in Boston. Let me see those people that look like me. Then I know you're making a difference.
Here's the thing, though. A friend of mine once said this, and it made so much sense. If you don't got a seat at the table, don't expect for that change to trickle down. Mm-hmm. And in Lego, in billing, they have a lot of people from that community at the table. So, of course, if you have people at the community at the table, they say, hey, we need to make a highlight. We need to highlight this. We need to highlight that. This is where I think the direction should be. Of course, that's where the direction is going to go because they got a seat at the table. Yeah. If we don't have a seat at the table, it shows.
But here's the thing. I can't just go to their table and just sit down with the guy, pay me, man. This is what I'm going to do for you. They have to seek out us because there's a lot of us in business, in marketing. There's a lot of people in HR and public relations. There's a lot of people in public speaking, and that's just it. It's like, look, and I told you about my experience. I don't know if it was just a coincidence or somebody in the back saying, yeah, don't hire that guy because XYZ. But I gave Lego a shot like 4 times. I gave him a shot. I got shot down 4 times for their retail store. I'm a good salesman. And my man, look, I know you're laughing, but I used to sell bikes, bro. I used to have a part-time job. If you don't believe me, check my Instagram. I used to have a part-time job selling fixing bikes for this local. It was called Crofton Bike Doctor. And that dude loved me because of my charisma, man. Like I could go borrow a cup of sugar, bro.
Listen, we from Jersey. I used to sell cell phones. I used to be the dude in the mall at the kiosk with the little pamphlets. Hey, yo, sir, you got T-Mobile? And I'll make sure. You walk away with a family plan. It was called Hawking. Yeah. It was called Hawking, and I couldn't do it all the time. But I tell you what, if that person came over to me, they're leaving with a family plan. Even if there's a family of 2, they're leaving with 4 phones. And that's just the gift of gab. That's what we possess. So yeah, there are people out there who got those skills. Yeah. There's people who got better skills than us, and you're right. They have to sort those people out. But will they? Yeah. That's the question.
I bet you if I worked for Lego in corporate sales, my numbers would be through the roof, friend.
That's a lot. That's a bold
statement. I'm a go-getter, man. I'm going to go get that. I'm going to go get that money, Lego. I'm going to get that money for you, Lego. I'm going to go get it.
All right. You watch, he going to call you tomorrow.
No, they won't. That's why I ain't worried. I ain't never worried because they won't. I ain't worried. BTS, is it dynamite?
Listen, BTS number one. This is not my demographic. I'm not part of this. I'm not a fan. I'm not following them.
You're not a pop fan. I thought you was in the pop. You know.
Listen, I've only seen one commercial. I've seen one commercial with these boys, and I'm just like, what is this? What am I watching right now? And it's a big thing. It's not my demographic.
It's the offspring of the Backstreet Boys. You know, the band making the band.
That's not my thing. That's not my thing. So when I see if you have a Lego set made of your group, you are doing the right thing.
That's
you are doing the right thing. This thing is going to be gangbusters. You know what it reminds me of? A recent set that came out was a Lego Speed Champion set of the Paul Walker Skyline.
Yes.
Up till now, I can't get my hands on that. I've been to Lego stores. I've been to Target. Wow. I've been to Walmart. I can't get my hands on that set for nothing. You know why? Because people wanted that set because of two things. One is a Skyline, very popular car. Number two is Paul Walker, who's deceased. People want to commemorate that guy. So Lego, they did the right thing making that set because now that is hotcakes. You can't get that anywhere. BTS, especially what Lego's trying to do, that set is going to be dynamite. It's going to be off the shelves. It's going to be gone. And you open it to like the Asian market, you open it to these young people, they're gonna want that. Even if they're not into Lego, they want everything that is represented from this group. They're gonna want that. They won't even build the set. I just want to put this in my memorabilia in my collection. That's what I want to do. So it's gonna be a dynamite set.
Yeah, it'll do well in sales. I think it definitely will. As far as the layout, so it looks pretty. You know what? I would buy that set, friend, and I would sell the minifigures, right? So I could pay for the set back. But that donut, you know, I'm putting Tony Stark in that donut, right? My man Nick Fury sitting up and say, "Hey, sir, I need you to step away from the donut."
But you know something too? Them sig figs, they're not yellow.
Oh, we back on that?
No, we're not.
And as devil advocate, that would be highly offensive for what the set is.
Absolutely,
because I mean, we've said as in the world, you know, in the imperfect world which we live in the U.S., we said some critical things to that race. And that is one of them. So actually, if you had that type of figures, you notice I ain't said the word, right?
I know what you mean.
If you had that type of minifigure to represent them, that would be highly offensive. So yeah, you know, I could see why you wouldn't do that. But this is going to be one of the sets that you know, like you say, like even like with Paul Walker, you know, Paul Walker wouldn't be that type of minifigure either. But yeah, like you said, it's time to get off the pot at this point with the yellow minifigure. It is because you know, I think you continue to have it, but you keep it as a classic, you know, like just classic. But then you continue to, you know, make your sets, the new sets that you come out with, the flesh tones, so that you're politically correct. So, but yeah, this is the moneymaker set. This is the set that, like, you know, that they're this is that guaranteed money I was telling you about, and so that it, you know, they can go, you know, willy-nilly on another set that may be, you know, not so much of a good seller, but folks like me and you would love to have it, and maybe just me and you buy it and nobody else in the world buy it, and it's covered by the BTS set because they don't broke through the sale roof. So
they done got the numbers. Absolutely.
Yeah, this will be the sale workhorse right here.
Oh yeah, definitely. All
right, spring line up. Is it a hit or is it a miss?
Oh man, you know, just looking at the lineup of the spring line, I would say honestly, Lego has been knocking it out the park.
Yeah.
Each wave of these lines, they come out with sets that I would never have thought that they would make. I remember last year, if I'm not mistaken, Optimus Prime was around I think it was around the springtime, if I'm not mistaken, or summer. But either way, I wasn't expecting that set to come out. I wasn't expecting that set to ever be made, and yet still it came out. And I was first in line to go get it. You know, so just looking at what they have lined up, the botanical line is a very big seller. I've been talking about the botanical line for some time now, and I said as long that first gen line that came out during the pandemic, that was perfect. That was a perfect way to introduce this to people who don't even build Lego, because this is something that they can build and it's a work of art. That's how they look at it. So, and they have endless supplies of flowers that they can build from and they can pull from. Right. So this botanical line is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a top seller for sure.
Yeah.
You have your May 4th people. So you got your Star Wars people. Yeah. Anything that Lego put out that Star Wars is gonna be a grab.
Hot, man. I don't think they had a disappointing set yet for Star Wars.
Not yet. Nope. And they're gonna have lines around the block for those sets. Of course, you have the Lego Speed Champions. They're coming out with some good sets.
Man, this thing is fire, man. I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah.
You have the Ferrari, the 812 Ferrari. Right? You got what is that? The Competizione, bro. It must be Italian, and I can't even say it, but it looks like fire, man. I know I'm an idiot for that because I can't say it, but I'm gonna still buy it because it looks fire.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the Porsche, bro. You got the McLaren, and I don't mind having another McLaren, but you got a McLaren Solus GT, bro. That thing is fire, bro. These cars look like the high-end supercars. These are what the Speed Champions are supposed to be.
Yes.
They got the Lego Brickheads are up, man. Like you got the Wall-E and Eevee, and that is fire, man. Because when they came out with the Wall-E set, which you can't get them because it's retired, that was boss, right? But now that you got Corella DeVille and Magnificent, you got Mona and Murder, right? That's coming out. Yo, this 3-in-1 creator house is fire, bro. And I usually stay away from that line right there, but the house right here is fire. You can get it. You get it several different ways. They're actually teasing the A-frame house because that's a second bill for it. So you see where that's going, right? So I think this spring line is definitely a hit and not a miss, because every now and again you might get a season where it's just like I can wait.
Yeah. This one here is different.
It's good. I think it's very good quality. And Friends line is fire, man.
Well, man, you missing one of the most important sets that's coming out in the spring, man.
What's that?
That Star-Lord helmet.
Oh yeah, the Star-Lord helmet. This is what I am going to do, because he does listen from time to time. I am going to try to reach out to the land and see if we can get this brother on the show so we can talk to him for about at least, I don't know, 5 minutes at least about it.
Oh, man, that's a done deal. I could talk to him. Yeah. Aaron, stop playing games, man. I know you hear me.
We just want to ask you about the set. That's all we need. Ask you some questions. He know though. Like we two detectives, man. We going dig deep, and we gonna try to make you reveal the stuff you ain't supposed to reveal.
See, but this is the thing, because this is going to be a good cop, bad cop routine, because you're the bad cop when it comes to Aaron. Because they had you going at him like this, and me and Aaron used to work together. We've been on the road together, so me and Aaron got like a buddy system.
Yeah.
You gonna be jabbing him. You gonna be jabbing him too much. So
he got to protect him this time.
But we definitely got to get Aaron on here, because
we'll get him. I'll try to set something up with Land and see if I can get him on here just for 5 minutes to talk about just the Star-Lord helmet. I'm not gonna pry. I'm not gonna do actually other stuff. I promise. Scouts honor. All right. Next up is the Lego Ideas, the best line ever. Right now,
in my opinion, I think the Lego Ideas is the best line that they have right now. Now, Star Wars. So let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's eliminate licensed sets. So that's Star Wars. That's the Marvel. That's some Batman stuff. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, like all those other lines. Let's eliminate them because those are licensed IPs. So those sets are going to be good. If I'm looking at like in-house, homegrown Lego sets, Lego Ideas is the best example of what a homegrown set is, because you've had some bangers that has come down the pike, and it started off as ideas from regular Lego AFOs.
Okay.
And Lego saw it, they got the votes that they needed, and now they're being introduced as being built. I think there's a fellow that I follow. I can't remember his name right now in this present moment, but one of his sets got approved from the Lego Ideas, and now is going to become an actual set. And I remember he did an interview. He did an interview not too long ago, but he's talking about, even though the process is strenuous, but it's a rewarding feeling to know that, not only do you have supporters in the world of Lego and the land and everything like that, but you also have supporters from the Lego Ideas team who really wanted to get behind it. And it says a lot, like right now, currently I have my set. I just crossed the 500 supporters line. So, that's something to me, for me, that feels good, so, it's still got to get to that 10K, but, it's a year's process. So you have to be able to market, you have to push it. But, at the end of the day, a lot of the sets that have got the green light and has become in production, you got the ship in the bottle. You got the grand piano. You got the Cataram that's behind me right there. Right. You got the typewriter. Okay. These are some iconic sets that were built by regular AFOs like ourselves. So is this the best line that Lego has? Yes, unequivocally.
Yeah, I agree too. I agree to that. It's hard to disagree, especially if you have the AFO now turned to be the Lego designer. This is where it's at, because you're getting pure creativity from the AFO. Now you can pull it right off the shelf. Right. So I think so, because this could be anybody's line. It's not just for the kids or just for the AFOs or anything. This line could be for anybody. Yeah. And so I think that this is the best one right now, because they're coming out with a lot of hot stuff outside of the big hitters like Star Wars and Harry Potter, because the fan base for that is just immaculate, right? But I think that this is the hot line right now until it gets knocked off.
Yeah. When would that happen? Who knows?
Next up, you have JKR and Lego. Are there troubles in the water when it comes to land?
So I'm a kid from the 90s, and one of the movies that I hated growing up was Jaws. And Jaws is about a big shark that's tearing up everything. Right. But the only way that shark comes out is when there's blood in the water. There's blood in the water with this right here. Okay. This is a very touchy subject because I would say this: I'm an ally, but I'm not part of that community. My lifestyle is not the same as their lifestyle, but I am an ally. I sympathize with what they go through. I'm here to support them however I can. Just recently, I was educated on what JK said, and how some folks in the community didn't see it as it being a big deal. Some people in the community saw it as being a major deal. Right. Lego is in a very tough spot, because this was a line that they already established, they licensed, and they have been producing for years before this revelation came out. Right. And what do you do after that revelation comes out? It kind of reminds me of what's going on right now in DC. You have Ezra Miller he's playing the Flash in this big Flash movie coming out, and Ezra has been doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Ezra's been crazy, doing some crazy stuff. So, you know, what do you do in that situation as a company? You know, you can't separate yourself because you've already aligned yourself so entangled with that person. It's hard to really separate it. In this case with Lego, they've entangled themselves so much in the lore of Harry Potter that how do you separate yourself from it? Do you say, yo, we're not going to do any more Harry Potter sets? Then that is a large chunk of their demographics, of their market space that is going to, you know what? You're not doing that no more. I'm not buying no more Lego sets. I'm getting rid of all of my sets. I don't want nothing to do with Lego. That's money that's gone. At the end of the day, Lego is a business. They're here to make money. They're not here to make friends.
True.
So,
yeah, I definitely dig it. Like you said, I'm an ally. I could never walk the walk of that community because I'm not a part of that community, but I'm friends with that community.
Right.
However, I've heard, the scuttlebutt is that you'll have some Lego YouTubers that'll refuse to review that set. You'll have some that'll go ahead and continue, to be, be receptive to it and, do their job as a professional and do it right.
Right. Separate the art from the artist. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll hear that term, separate the art from the artist. And here's how you do not, right. And you could play both ends, right? Like, you could be like, I love Harry Potter. I disagree with what this person said, but I love Harry Potter, right? And they want to separate the art from the artist. You got to learn how to separate the art from the artist, but you can't because the art is the extension of the artist. So, that is a what they call an oxymoron. That is an oxymoron. That me as an artist and the things I create are an extension of me. Just like if you're a parent, your kids are an extension of you. So you can't separate a parent from a kid. I mean, in court, you probably can if you're a bad parent, but nobody's separating this author away from the novels, the movies, the merchandise, and the multi-million dollars that all come with it. My friend, you remember when Stephen King said what he said? And he's still around, friend, and his movies are still in the theater.
Yep.
So,
but you got to remember one thing. What Stephen King said was of a different era at a different time. What J.K. said is in this new era where you can't just say whatever you want to say and not think there's going to be any blowback. And there's going to be some blowback behind what you say. And you said it perfectly. It's hard. It's an extension of that person. But guess what? There's a video game that just came out, and that video game is doing great numbers. This Lego set came out, and it's hot off. It's going to be hot off the presses.
It ain't even off the shelf yet, and it's sold out, son. It's about as soon as it hit the shelf, it's going to be sold out. But here's the thing is that folks, if you listen to this, anybody, people are relevant to only what you let them be. So if you choose for J.K. Rowling to be, and I said the name, J.K. Rowling to be, relevant to your everyday life, continue doing what you've been doing, going to the movies, getting that PS5 game, going to go drop some money down on the Lego, probably go over to 5 and Below and get the poster and the matching t-shirts over at your comic book store. Continue to do that. If you choose them not to be so relevant in your life, don't support them. Because all those extensions, the merchandise, all that stuff, right? They sign a contract with whoever, has the bank. And then the bank comes up to, okay, we signed a contract with Corey. Now, how can we make our money back plus more? Oh, we could do t-shirts with Corey's art. We could do backpacks. thermoses with Corey's art on it. You know, you got the whole merchandise. You ever saw Spaceballs and they had the T-shirt, the hand towel, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
all that stuff that comes with just one movie, right? Just one movie, one book. It started as a book, and so you know that people, and that's in everything. People are only relevant to where you allow them to be. If you talk about them, like we talking about this person now, and people are talking about a boycott. Well, my stock just got high. You gonna boycott me? My stock just got high. You know why? Because now I'm in the news over this boycott that you're trying to do. And people gonna want, you know, it's just as an intuitive, you know, instinct as a human being, you gonna want to know why. So, you know, that next thing you know, you go to Google, or no, remember when you go to Yahoo News and it shows you what the topics that are trending. That's going to be the number one topic trending, and people are going to keep clicking on it. Right now, that person is relevant again. You see how that happens?
And guess what? You go to Universal Studios, they got a whole entire park dedicated to it.
Yeah,
that's not closed down. That ain't going nowhere, and they're popping up all over. So,
right. I'm serious about this issue. I am. I'm serious. I'm very serious about this issue because anytime, look, folks, anytime you feel somebody is jeopardizing your way of life to be comfortable, you know, nobody has the right to do that. Nobody.
Yeah.
You know, you should live on this earth as comfortable as you are. What if it's your sex, your creed, face tone, whatever, right? Preference, whatever, religion, whatever, all the above. You supposed to live on this earth as comfortably as you supposed to be, without any, you know, interference. And if you get the day that you get interference, like, you know, it's unfair, and the red flag need to be thrown at this point.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you know, the person is relevant because we put them there. We put them there.
Very true.
You know,
very true. At the end of the day, Lego and Harry Potter. They go hand in hand. Harry Potter helped bring Lego back from where it was, and that's the edge of bankruptcy and closing down. If they didn't get that license deal for Harry Potter and other brands, they wouldn't have got out. So I don't see Lego going anywhere when it comes to Harry Potter.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not mad with Lego at all over. It's a business decision, business deal, right? And it's, you know, could it happen? Yeah, they could cancel. They could. Will they? It's. I think that person has to do, and it's pretty messed up to say, Corey, what I'm about to say, but I think they got to do a little bit more.
It's true.
They got to do a little, and I want to say like this, because when I said that, it sounded like this matter is so minute, right? And it's not. This is a big deal. But I think that when money's being made, and here's folks, they tell you right here, look, hey, look, no matter what you do, winning cures everything. They tell an athlete that no matter what you do, son, no matter what you do, if we're winning, we good.
Yep.
The day we ain't winning, we got problems.
Yep.
And so I say that because right now Lego is winning with this line. Hell, Sony is winning with that game. And it's messed up because you got a jackrabbit like JKR to say some old crazy stuff like that. And it's like, hey man, like what?
Unapologetic either. Like, that comment came out years ago.
But just like Stephen King said it right in the camera. Boom. This is what I think about black people. Pop, 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 pop. And it's like, oh, what? And people rush to go buy his stuff off the shelf. They go to a book sign. Oh, I love you, Stephen King. I love you. And they go to watch his movies and the whole bit. He living a nice life. But ain't nobody talking about a boycott over Stephen King.
Nope.
And like I said, I hate to pin one up to the other, but this. If we let this little bit go, and that's just it. We let this little bit go. We get to this point with America's favorite fantasy story, and a jackrabbit author that don't know when to shut their fat mouth. There you go. That's that word, fat mouth.
Oh man, but you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying.
You ready for Brick It or Break It? Brick It or Break It, Brick It or Break It. And here we go. Lego Masters Season 4. Are you bricking or breaking?
I'm breaking it. I'm Lego Masters for life. We get a season 4. We got some teams coming in. I don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams that I thought was going to be called up. Some people didn't get called up. So I don't know what to expect for this season, but I'm here for it.
I'm breaking because it's the unexpected. You know, you don't know who's going to be on it, which is you would want to break it for that. But I don't know what challenges we're going to have, so I'm still on the fence on that. All right, so next up, Lego Masters Christmas special. It's too much for me to say, friend, but are you breaking or breaking?
Man, I'm gonna break it with some hesitancy. I don't know what the ratings look like for the special from this past year. I would love to be on it just because, but I'm gonna break it, but I'm hesitant.
Okay, all right. Speed Champs, you breaking or breaking?
I'm breaking it. Speed Champs. That's the line that got me back into Lego. So it don't matter what they put out. I've only hated one design that they made out of the 6-7 years that they've been putting this line out. So I'm breaking it all the way.
New faces in the Instagram community that are black. Are you breaking or breaking?
I'm gonna break it because I want to see new faces. I'm not saying I'm tired of seeing old faces, but I know that there's a lot of new faces that can bring out new ideas, bring out new concepts. So I'm all about new faces. It's about time.
Definitely. So I feel kind of responsible for that. Like, get out there, let us see your face, let us see what your views and your point of view. Yeah. With that, we out of time, friend. What you got going on?
Oh man, well, March is coming up, and that's for me. That's the season of these conventions. That's the kickoff.
Yeah.
So I have some stuff I want to bring with me to some conventions I'm going to be going to.
Yeah.
I know I got Memphis, Tennessee. That's going to be huge. I'm going to be out there doing my thing.
Okay.
I have another one's kind of lining up. It's more of a commission build, but it will be at an office. They have like the seminar that they're doing, so I'm going to be building their logo on site. So that's going to be pretty dope. So we're just trying to finalize all the details and making sure we got all the stuff in line and all that good stuff. So March is going to be a busy month, and that's going to hopefully kick off the rest of the year for it to be a busy year.
Indeed, man. March is a busy month. I will be somber about it because there's no Portland in March. So I'm a little bit sad about that. That feels like Portland in March. I know the brick season has arrived.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. My first brick season will start in Orlando. I'll be doing brick convention down there. And then the following week, I'll be at Brick Fair, Virginia, in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So with the Charm City Lug crew. So yeah, I'm feeling the pinch because I have a few mocks that I need to get pressed out before then, and now I'm into weeks because the winter is pretty cold in my garage, friends. So it's hard to build.
Had you been up here in Jersey, Jersey weather has been really good these last couple of weeks. So but hey, man, at the end of the day, you asked for this. So,
yes. I'm not complaining. I asked for it, and more to come. A lot more to come. You'll see.
There you go.
All right, folks. That's all we have. We'll do better next time.
Always.
All right, folks. Go all USA. Right.
It's not a game. It's a